Okay, Queen Victoria. I was told by one of my regulars that look at my post and stuff that we've had great conversations that she was told by her grandmother that Victoria was either black or half black. I should really go back and look at her post and see all the other stuff she says, but it descends down from there that people are tinged and so on. And I just want to take a good close look at some pictures of this lady and see if she looks like she's ever even seen a black person other than the one that she tries to save famously. Um, I'm not sure she'd ever been in contact with a black person, much less that you would say that she was a product of it. We're going to just take a look at a few pictures here and see if we think that there's anything Negroid about this person here. Now, at this point here, she's in her late 40s, I think, at this picture here. She has blue eyes, straight and golden hair that's pulled back, and yeah, I wouldn't think so. So let's just look at a few of these, taken about the same time, and no. Oh, there might be a touch of Persian, Egyptian in the eyes and things, huh? Nah, I don't know. I mean, people have lazy eyes and things like that. You wouldn't go all that way with it, would you? Probably not. Let's see. Well, it's a Grecian style gown. It's just another picture. Let's see some other pictures of her. Here she is a little bit older, showing that blackness. No, no, definitely not. Definitely not. The jowls and the lips and the face and the little dimple chin that we talked about in another video that she's got that looks kind of like that, and that Romanesque face with the straight nose and stuff on it, and pinched small nostrils. That's odd. Okay, so let's keep looking. Let's look at her when she's a little bit younger than that. We're just going to go back in time here a little bit, and oh, I don't know. That's the bad teeth of the English, and I'll swear that's a chubby white grandma right there. Let's just continue to look at some of these pictures. Just go through these. Here she is, looking at her grandson, and oh, look, she's black. No, she's not. This is on a silver chrome photo, and that kid's not black either. These aren't. She's wearing black. Are you not going to say that makes that count? That doesn't make that count. Just like armor, somebody wears black armor. Here's a portrait of the family whenever they were young. There's her husband. Is he black? Are any of the kids black? Oh, you're just saying they paid a famous painter to make a fake picture. Okay, listen. Here's something I've got to tell you you may not be aware of, that your grandma told you also. Your grandma may, when you were real young, told you that there was Santa Claus and he came and brought you presents. But that's not true. Neither is the Easter Bunny or anything else along that line, Tooth Fairy and things. And of course, she had the power later and you had the power to know the difference later. And now I'm telling you that she didn't have the power to tell you the difference, but I do have the power to tell you the difference. And I don't even know who your grandma is, but I love her because I know you respect her and she was a great woman, and as I love mine, who was a teacher. But at the same time, I I tell you that this lady is the whitest person I've looked at in weeks. And you know I do this for a living. Let's see here. This is another portrait of her that I guess they had fakely made for a lot of money. She's known to be barrel chested, and sure enough, she is. I mean, who is that? That's Catherine. Okay, so that's one of her daughters, isn't it? You said that her son was tinged, that Leopold was tinged. Let's look at Prince Leopold and see if he's tinged. He has very light Paul Newman blue eyes. And he looks like, oh, I don't know, Charles Lindbergh or something. He actually looks like a famous American golfer that we have over here whenever he just hit the circuit at about 20 years old, named Justin Leonard. But you probably don't know that name. But Justin Leonard is an Irish-English mixed person. And Leonard. Anyhow, which actually I guess would go German too. But let's see who else was in the family. Oh, yeah, his other brother, Prince Albert, in a can, you know. He looks like he's got a lot of black in him too, doesn't he? He actually looks like, he's more kin to Hitler, doesn't he? I mean, he has that look in his eyes, but photographs back then were bad. Let's see whenever she's younger. Look, she gets married to this man, and when she gets married to this man, he's not black. Oh, of course, he wasn't going to change from what he was to black, but let's continue. Let's look at some of these photos here. Now, here's a story that you ought to look up. There's where you get a black person. This is a black person. Whoops, I'm sorry. This is a black person. I think you can tell the difference. I mean, I can at a glance. Here's one, and she's in a Victorian dress. And why is it? Well, because after being shipped to England, Sarah was eventually married to a wealthy businessman, went back through slavery and everything else. She was a African slave woman that had been over, and Victoria tried to save her. She also, you don't see it in there, but she had scars on her cheeks, like 3 or 4 on each side, those stripy thing, the scarring that we saw in that other video. Though they said she was very pretty for one of those black people, and that she probably back when had an admixture from one of those Persian people. And there was all these things said about that. But one thing's for sure, no one ever said that that was a black person or a product of a black person, or that maybe it has any admixture whatsoever to it. Now, I guess the only way out of this is to say that they're faking all these pictures. Hey, check it out. She's going to give you that wink. She's going to be like, yeah. Here's your answer. I'm black. Right. No, I don't think so. Here she is on a horse, and she's the lightest thing in the damn picture. No. And here you go. This was a product of this. And this has part black in it. You can see it, can't you? No. Come on. You can tell. Look, she's got big nostrils and big flappy lips and other negroid features. She's got brow ridges and... Oh, wait, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she has none of those traits. But let's try to look back. Let's not talk about her daughter, because she'd only be like. But you know what would be happening if there was a couple of black people in the mix is that, bing, bing, pow, it'd pop up, and they'd try to hide them in a closet or something. If you think that, but no, all these offspring here. Here we go. Yeah, they look like they're descendants of black people too. Yeah. Oh, and your idea about 3 or 4 generations of white can get it out of somebody. I think there was one here. He's got 2 generations of white on him as an Indian person with admixture. Okay, this is her daughter. This is a black child. This is a black child. Let me see if I can dim that down. Can I darken it any? There, that's about as dark as it'll get. So that's about as black as she's going to get, unless you play with Photoshop. Now, again, let's go over this real quick. That's a white person. Okay, that's a white person, and that's a black person. That's a white person. This is a person from India that has admixture. This is a white person. Here she is standing up. Here's her daughter. Let's look at it again. Oh, no. Here's a picture they drew of her when she was young, before she got all barrel-chested. Nope, she's white-chested right there, too. That was a thick girl. One of those almost Helga-looking things, but then she tried to stay frail, and of course she just got heavy over time. Here she is and her husband. Isn't that amazing? Look, he's a Negro. See, and she's a half Negro. That's, see? Can't you see that? Look, they're black people. They have all kinds of admixture in them. I hope you understand sarcasm. I think you do, but I don't know. Typing sometimes is different than talking to somebody. Queen of the Blacks. Ah, Queen of the Blacks. People don't know. It's a big secret. Even though I look white, I'm black. Or that's the silliest shit I've ever heard. And someone of this time would call it rubbish. Stop that rubbish. And I'm sorry that your grandma told you that, but this is not an admixtured person. In fact, this may not have ever seen an admixtured person short of the girl that showed up that one time, which you ought to check that story out. It's pretty endearing, and then you'll find out what happened to her even though she tried to help. It's kind of sad, but here's that lady again. I don't know if we can find a picture of her that's black. It's going to be amazing. We can go down through hundreds of these, and it's this same sallow-faced lady all the way through the ages. We've looked at her being young before being a bride, all the way up, and I think you could probably tell they're all the same people, and those people are related together, and that person made this person, and this person is the Queen of England, and her kids are the most blonde-haired white people in the current universe. And I'm just not sure how you can get, any admixture at all out of it. You look at her, and you would say that this is Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden, and you would say she has much more admixture, and yet she has none. She just has more Greek looks and darker looks, but she has none. None. Look into it. She has none. And yeah, and so old statues that they made and that they broke the noses off of and they fixed really are exactly that. And look at that nose. And that's her nose with that flat Romanesque thing. And even, they even draw the sallow lips and the shallow face. Even though they try to give her an idealized, you can see inside of it that sallow face that's right there with that same nose, with that same turned down mouth. She got jolly in old age. She wasn't as jolly here. You see how that goes back in time? And that person actually slowly goes back in time. One more. Looks like this. If you add color to her, this is the way she looks. That's enough. I think I'll do a whole one on Queen Victoria, but I don't know. That might be just about enough. It's like, there she is. She was the queen mother of the queen mother of that lady right there. What's up? Peace. Thanks.